What? Is there something in my teeth? I hate it when that happens. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to what is finally the first ever video on this channel. Now, I cannot tell you how long I've been wanting to do this, but I'm a professional procrastinator. I will admit that. I wait way too long to do things. Anyways, my name is Jaren. I know you don't know me, and I know you don't know this channel. Obviously, there's nothing else on it, but you could probably guess by the title of the video. Somebody's alive. As you can guess by the title of the video, this channel is going to be dedicated to special effects. And it's going to be dedicated to makeup tutorials, prop tutorials, costume tutorials, all of that. Pretty much, you're going to get to see the weird side of me. And that's a pretty big side of me. I'm going to give you a little backstory about myself. I've always been such a huge fan of movies, and obviously I've always loved Halloween. I love dressing up and, you know, different characters and monsters, and I mean, you could say that this passion for special effects kind of stemmed from Halloween, but what really started it was about 3 years ago. There was a local zombie walk, and I went and I seen just how dedicated people were to their looks. They did so good, and it made me want to try. So the next year, which would be 2 years ago, I waited till the day of and I practiced. It turned out okay, but I was kind of disappointed because I wanted it to be better, but I knew I waited way too long, hence the reason I'm the procrastination professional. I knew that the next year, which would be last year, that I was going to practice. Like, I wanted people to be like, what the fuck? Like, how did you do that? And I started practicing like beginning of the year, January, February. I started messing around with different zombie looks. You know, obviously I watched tutorials. I looked up pictures from popular TV shows. Like, I was like dedicated. I wanted my zombie to look real, and I wanted people to love my look. Anyways, bought a lot of stuff, started practicing, started showing everybody what I was doing. I even made a Facebook page. Yeah. Long story short, I did makeup for most of a bar on the road that the zombie walk takes place. I thought I could do better, but the people liked their look. Ever since then, I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel. Well, technically, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but ever since then, I've wanted to combine a YouTube channel with special effects. That's what this is. And without further ado, without talking anymore, because I know I'm talking a lot, in commemoration of the zombie walk, which got me started actually messing around with special effects makeup, I thought I would do a zombie look. Now, forewarning, couple forewarnings. I'm not a professional by any means. I'll tell you what, I would love to be a professional. I would love to go to school for this stuff, but that's further on down the road. I mean, I have to, you know, figure out how to pay for that. Anyways, not a professional, so let's get started. First step to this zombie look is going to be using Prosthetic Ben Nye's Prosthetic Adhesive. I'm going to use this on my eyebrows to pretty much flatten down my eyebrows. When you look at a zombie, a lot of zombies don't have eyebrows, and there's a good reason behind that. Eyebrows kind of give a lot of expression. First things first, put some Prosthetic in a cup. I'm using Dixie cups because they're cheap. I can throw them away. Q-tip. Here we go. And apply them to your eyebrow. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it feels weird. You're probably gonna have to do several different layers. Now, real quick, forewarning, I'm using Prosthetic, not liquid latex or spirit gum. I don't know how spirit gum would work. I think you can use it, but I'm not using liquid latex. Don't use liquid latex to do this. I'm telling you, I've tried liquid latex on facial hair, and that was not a fun time for me. It was the first time I went to the zombie walk. I used liquid latex on my face to try to do like this peeled flesh effect. You've probably seen that on several other tutorials if you're used to watching tutorials. And at the end of the night when I went to take it off, I pretty much waxed my face. It was not fun. So, after that's done and your eyebrows are on fleek and completely glued down, next step is going to be applying these prosthetics. Now what I'm using are Tinsley transfers. I will put a link in the description to their YouTube channel. They have like excellent tutorials. I'm pretty much following their tutorials on how to apply them to the T. So I'll put a link in the description below. But what I'm using is their zombie brow prosthetics. I'm going to use their zombie bite prosthetics, and then I'm going to use some of their deep wounds prosthetics. First thing you want to do, I'm using alcohol because it's readily available to me right now, is you want to wipe and clean the areas that you're going to apply the prosthetics. Be careful not to touch your eyebrows if you're going to do something around your eyebrows like this. But you want to clean off the area to get any dirt or oil off of where you're applying your prosthetics. Alright, change of plans. I'm going to move it over to the other side, because why not? There are no rules here. There ain't no perfect zombie. Ain't no zombie perfect. Every zombie's unique and different. They have personality. And they don't like being called zombie. Alright, now remove the film. Get your stuff ready because it's about to go down. Find where you want to apply your piece. I'm thinking right there. And then get your towel or sponge or anything you're going to be using and dip it in water. Trying to be careful not to touch my eyebrows, my eyebrows on fleek, because Prozade will wash off with water. It's a good reason why I'm using it, because I can wash it off my eyebrows and not rip them off. Because for some reason, I like having eyebrows. I don't like not having eyebrows. I don't know about you guys, but I find eyebrows necessary. For the most part, that looks pretty good. Next thing I'm going to apply is the zombie brows. Now these are going to be fun. Alright, so same as before, I'm going to apply it just like I did the wound on top of my head. But this time I got to be careful because it's going around my eyes and I can't get it too close and yada yada yada. Oh, this is going to be weird because it's right on my eyelid, my lower eyelid. This one actually turned out a lot better. I've tried this before. This one turned out a lot better than last time. Rinse and repeat. Last one I'm going to do is going to be the zombie bite mark. I'm going to do this one on the neck. I know this is going to be tricky. Just using a little bit of water on my finger to smooth out any edges that stuck up when you took it off. God, that would be a hell of a spot to get bit in. You would die very quickly. That's done. Like you're going out quick. I died quick as a zombie. Like I let them get me in the jug. Like, ugh, man. I didn't put up much of a fight. I let him get me in the neck. I should have pushed away just a little bit. I didn't. Alright, so I might have forgot one little prosthetic. I didn't show you how to do it, but it's a little bitty wound. I just put it at the bottom of my cheek. So now I'm all beat up. I'm all cut up. Alright, this is where the fun begins. Next step to this process is to pretty much make a blank canvas. So what I'm going to use is a matte foundation by Ben Nye. It's a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone. This is just so that the cheek prosthetics and everything kind of matches up because they're a bit discolored. I want everything to have pretty much the same color to give you a blank canvas to work with. I'm going to take my foundation. I'm going to take a cosmetic sponge and I'm going to lightly apply that all over my face in a dabbing manner. Not that dab. This dab. And as you guessed it, yes, I'm going on the eyebrows. And this is how it looks after you've covered your entire face. I even went down on the neck, around the ears, on the ears. Pretty much just gives you this really, really, really pale dead skin look. And it works for a zombie. Alright, that's better. Threw up a little bit of blood on me. Now that you're completely paled out, you have a blank canvas, you look dead already, it's time to add some detail. The next thing is going to be called sculling yourself out. I'm going to use alcohol-based makeup, but you can use cream, anything like that. I'm going to take a gray and a dark brown, and I'm going to make a light wash. I'm going to go around the deeper parts of my face, or on the edges of the prosthetics, just to make them stick out more, and to give in that very sunken in ill look. I'm using two different palettes, because not one palette that I have has the same colors. This is a, Necromania, and this is the Skin Illustrator Natural Skin Tones. I'm going to take the gray matter from this one and a brown, like a dark brown skin tone from this one. I'm going to mix them and I'm going to put it in the darker spots, deeper spots. Get that right. Keep messing that up. And if you're using these, by the way, you have to use 99% alcohol. You can't use 75% or anything else. These are activated with the Skin Illustrator Activator or alcohol-based makeup activator, which is the second thing is 99% alcohol. You find it at any hardware store. I found mine at, I forget what it was called. It's a local hardware store. You also want to bring it down on the neck in the points where it's kind of sunken in. Now that you have all of your face sculled out, again, we can go back later, make the eyes a little bit darker and stuff, but I have contacts and stuff I'm going to add in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a chip brush that's been cut down, and I'm going to make a light wash of different browns and yellows, and I'm going to flick them all over my face just to give me a very ill color to the entire look. I'm going to take the yellow, it's called Yellow Corpse from the Necromania palette, and I'm going to take a dark brown in the Natural Skin Tone palette, and I'm just going to flick it all over my face. And keep switching back and forth just to make a combination of colors. Now that you've got your yellows and browns and your green for this dead flesh kind of look, you're going to go back through with a light color and a dark color and apply dots and kind of pat them in. It's just going to break up the skin, model it a little bit more, and it's going to give it a more dead flesh kind of look. Just apply dots. Randomly, just pat them in. It doesn't have to be perfect. that's done, the next step, which I kind of did because my battery died and I went ahead and did it, was I used a little bit of black eyeshadow, went back around the areas that are sunken in, around the eyes, under the cheeks, on the neck, just to kind of make it stick out a little more because the initial shadows kind of got covered up with all the layers, but just to touch it up. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some veining. I'm going to use vein color mixed with a little bit of gray and a little bit of purple. So on this Necromania palette, there is a lividity color, and then the dead flesh, or not dead flesh, gray matter. Then I'm going to use the vein blue on the skin tone. Mix those together. I'm going to use a very tiny brush and paint them on. Alright, now that we got the veins done, I'm going to go over the ears with a little black eyeshadow just to kind of darken them, because when you see zombies, they usually have dirty ears. They're kind of blacked out and they're not clean. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some contacts. Contacts aren't necessary, but they definitely add to the look, and they will make it look a lot better. Alright, now we're in business. Alright. Now that the contacts are in, I can do a little bit more makeup around the eyes. I'm gonna add a little red around the eyelids just to kind of give it this weak, ill look around the eyes. I'm using a little bit of red from my Ben Nye Bruise color wheel, and I'm just going around the eyelids, like the opening of the eyelids, with the red just to make it look very irritated and sort of dead look. Just a little bit, not a lot. You don't want to like make it stick out way too much. So after all of the layers that we added on, if you're doing this, you'll probably notice that some of the makeup will build up in your wounds and stuff. So what I'm doing right here is I'm taking some of that 99% alcohol and I'm going back over the wounds just to clean them out. I'm cleaning out the wounds so that I can add blood and dirty them. Zombie with clean wounds. What you know about that? Moving on to one of the final steps, everybody's favorite, blood. So when it comes to the zombie look, I don't go too overboard blood. So this justifies using a little bit extra blood. I really just want to lean forward. Oh, okay. It's a bloody shirt already, mate. Come on. Just gotta make it to the cheek. The last and final touch to this zombie thing. Now I've seen this. This is actually my first time trying this, so I haven't got to experiment with this look. But I've watched somebody else try this, and it was a really cool effect. So bear with me now. What you're gonna do for this last and final touch is you're gonna take mouthwash, just plain, simple, normal mouthwash, and you're gonna take food coloring. What you're gonna do is you're gonna add every color of the food coloring. I think it's like a couple drops of it. What it's supposed to do is create like this black, oh, I'm not gonna talk about it. You'll see in a second. What? Yeah, I got something on my mouth. Yeah. A little bit more of that action. I kind of like this. This is a good little touch. So. God, I did it again. I swallowed again. Don't swallow this stuff. Trust me. Trust me. Alright, now that this look is done, it's time to go to the grocery. It's time to get some groceries. Maybe get some gas. You pretty much use this look anywhere you want. Walk around town, just be careful, you know? Look, I'm just gonna wear this the rest of the day. I mean, why not? I'm gonna go to work in it. If you guys enjoyed this video, you could kind of bear me talking, and I know, I was looking away from the camera a lot, but this is the first time that I've ever done this. I'll get better, I promise. But if you liked it and you'd like to see more, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment of what you'd like to see, or talk about turtles. I don't know. Leave a comment and subscribe, because I promise you I have got tons more videos coming your way. I've got so many ideas, and I cannot wait to make these videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until I see you next time, this has been a zombie from Right to Left. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Bye.